Hello, people of God. It is Friday of the second week of Lent, and we continue on through the scriptures to prepare ourselves for the Paschal mysteries. And so today, in the first reading, we hear about our good friend Joseph, and we see how jealousy and anger and competition can really get in our way, especially in our spiritual journeys and in our lives. And so we have to be very careful not to be jealous and not to be competitive and not to be angry and mean-spirited people. And we have to always remember that it is God's will that needs to be followed. But another thing that is important is that we are all called to be different. We are all created in the image of God. And so God calls us to different levels of holiness, different levels of service. And so we have to try not to judge each other, and we have to try to be open to other people in our lives, because maybe this other person might challenge us and might open up our eyes to what we should be doing, but we shouldn't take it out on them. And so, if somebody has a different personality, if somebody has a different role in the church, we need to be careful to allow them and to build them up and to help them to be, an instrument of God. Because all of us are called to be instruments of God's mercy and His love. And then also, another level of this is that we always have to be careful to do the will of God. And that sometimes does not mean to do the will of other people around us, because sometimes other people care more about themselves than you and me. And so we have to do the will of God. We have to do what is right. We have to be people of discernment. We have to discern what God is calling us to do and what is moral and what is right. And this is something that has to be done constantly within our lives, every action, every word that comes out of our mouth. Also, at another level in the gospel today, we are called to bear fruit. Each of us are called to bear fruit and bear fruit in great abundance. But, this parable today in the gospel about the vineyard is such a beautiful use of imagery for Jesus Christ and for the disciples and for the prophets, because Jesus has sent us prophets. He has sent us holy people. He has, given us revelation. He has given us the church. He has given us prayer experiences. He has given us so much, and still we don't believe. And so you and I, we have to start to pay attention to these things. We have to be more aware of God's presence in our lives. But, just like 2,000 years ago, we killed Jesus Christ. We, through our sin and through our turning away, put Jesus Christ on the cross, and we are all to blame for that. And He died for all of us. He died for all of our sin. He died for all of us to come back to Himself. And so, what's interesting is that after He died on that cross, He for us reopened the covenant. He reopened the vineyard. He reopened that vineyard and invites us to come back and to bear great fruit. He invites us back to be servants and friend. He invites us back to proclaim the gospel and to spread the good news that Jesus Christ, He died for us, but He rose for us. And He continues to be in our lives, and He continues to be in our very experience each and every day. Every experience, even in our chaos. So open your eyes and see that God is among us and that He invites you to be a part of His team. God bless you and have a great day.